What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Back again for another great episode. And today is a very special series that, man, I've been waiting a very long time to work with this guest. And I'm happy she's here. I'm happy our schedules collided to where we can make this work. But this is the Women in Sports edition. And my guest today, Linda. What up?
What up? You said it's your boy. My daughter started saying "ya boy" last night. She said it, and I was like, "What did you just say to me?" And it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. So I've been bugging her with it all day. She's pretty over it.
I don't even know how I started saying that stuff. Like, honestly, most of the things I say literally just come off the top of my head. Like, I've been doing my intro for about 3 years now. I don't think I'm going to change it. It's just kind of just muscle memory at this point.
I love that. Intros were like my heart. Intro and outro, both for podcasting and for writing.
Outros I just got down packed because it's like so awkward. Like, I don't know what to say. I kind of just want to like rage quit, like make that my thing. Like,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, just rage quit it. Just, all right, we're out. Oh man, so we got some good things in store today. Again, thank you for coming on. We're just going to basically give you your time to shine. This is a moment, and basically what the series is built off of, to highlight your achievements, give you your roses, and basically celebrate you all in one. Because hey, women belong in sports, and we need to make that normal.
I totally agree. Broncos brought in somebody from the Vikings, Kelly Klein, as a scout today, and I was through the roof. I love to see that, and then I doom scroll. Like, it's probably my biggest problem on Twitter, because I'll like look for those little motherfuckers saying something to piss me off. So I got to stop doing that.
The troll slayer. You're like me, so that's why we get along. We go looking for the trouble, which is kind of pros and cons to it. But hey, we do our job well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'm like, okay, you gotta stop. Yeah,
it gets
something that makes you happy.
Yeah, for real. It gets a little overwhelming, but hey, that's what Twitter is today now. So it is what it is. But let's get into you. I like a great origin story. I mean, are you into superheroes and stuff like that?
Yeah, not as much as you and Troy and Marcus GR. By the way, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Nice little plug-in for me. I appreciate that.
I got you, but I'm not like I love Spider-Man. I watched Power Rangers today, so I like the overall theme of it, but I'm not like, it's not super ingrained in me.
Got you, because I love a good origin story. If there was one superhero or superwoman, who would you be?
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go off like Marvel, because it's like the easiest to think of as like a whole.
Good choice.
And I think I do have to stick with my guy Spider-Man. He's a little quirky, a little clumsy. I mean, he does what he has to, but that's cool. But there's some stumbles along the way, and I'm a stumbler. And it's not because I've been drinking. I stumble when I'm sober too, I promise.
The Trulies are open tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have any, but I have a Land Shark. This is a poor man's beer. Very cheap beer.
I like Land Shark.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Beer's beer.
Exactly. That's how I look at it. But so I want to get into your origin story. So how did you get into sports to begin with?
Man, I mean, I played everything growing up. Soccer, volleyball, golf. I gave it all a go. I went to like 15 minutes at a softball practice and was like, not for me. I love to watch it. Like, I'll get hype watching it. I watch all Oklahoma State sports, wrestling. I keep up with all of it. Really, I'm just inherently competitive. And so I think that's probably what drew me to both team sports and individual sports.
Wow. So like you legit tried it all. I mean, like you said, golf was in there. Like, wow.
I went to college on a golf scholarship. So
really,
I didn't graduate college because I liked to party too much, but it got me there.
So you went to college to party, and then ultimately that's what would be the downfall. I mean, I didn't go to college, so I can't talk shit. So
yeah, I'm not gonna try to go back. I'm like, whatever. No. I'm doing stuff. I got it. We're too far.
Yeah, you never go back. So why did you choose the Denver Broncos?
Actually, I didn't really have a lot of NFL influence growing up. My brother was a fan, but he was 7, 8 years older than me. He sat in his room all day. Like, we weren't we're close now, but we weren't super close then. So he
Yeah.
wasn't like
That's a huge
inflicting any NFL into me. But I had my best friend, one of my best friends, moved to where I live now in third grade, and like they moved from Denver. They were huge Broncos fans, and so on Sunday when I stayed the night on Saturdays, we watched the Broncos on Sunday, and which I did very regularly all the way through like graduating high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually got into fantasy football before I got into the NFL. So when I started watching the NFL to get better at fantasy, I was like, oh, well, I better pick a team. And it was really the only team that I knew anything about. So
you were like familiar with it. Yeah, so easy choice there. I mean, around that time, I mean, man, I think as a young, like you said, like third grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think like we're not really into sports then. Like we see like the grown-ups and our older siblings like really into sports, and you kind of just watch whatever's there. And I feel like that's what happened with me with the Rams. Like it was the game that was on. I like their jerseys and I like Marshall Faulk. So it was kind of just like, I think I'm a Rams fan. Like that's literally how it happened with me. And like you, just Saturday nights you spending over your friend's house, and Sundays you were watching the game. Boom, Denver fan. I mean, that's usually how most of these stories start.
Yeah, my dad's not very happy because like now my dad's like, well, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm like, were not very much around when I was growing up. So I don't know what you expect. Like I was just supposed to pick that up through osmosis. My bad.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's weird for me being a Rams fan because I'm from Jersey. So it's like, how the hell did you end up a St. Louis Rams fan or LA Rams fan? It's like, I can't explain it. I really can't.
I love that you're a Rams fan, and I think I forget it sometimes, and then you'll post some Tyler Higbee tweet. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's on our side, and he's a fan of the team, so it's fantastic duo.
I hate talking bad about my guys, but, man, that hype train is very dangerous. It's very misleading, and it's like almost like I feel offended. Like, why are you hyping my guy up when I know for a fact this guy is going to be that? So it's like I got to step in. I got to save some lives. I got to save some fantasy rosters. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, you got to compartmentalize sometimes that, like, fandom with – like, I'm not going out to tell people to, like, try to trade for Drew Lock, but I'm going to do it. Like, I can separate that advice from fandom.
Exactly. That's the good part about it. So what are your predictions for the season for the Broncos? Like, what are your overall feelings going into the season?
Man, I thought I would have so many answers after the draft. I was like, we're either going to take Justin Fields. And then there was the Aaron Rodgers things, like 15 minutes. I was like, we're for sure getting Aaron Rodgers. And now I'm like, pretty sure we're not. And I know people are still talking about it, but I think Aaron Rodgers either plays in Green Bay or just retires. And it's like, never mind. I'm going to go do Jeopardy, which would make my mom really happy. So that's a win for me.
Yeah, I'm all for him retiring, honestly. I mean, hey, put the whole division on its head, and see what happens. Make chaos. I like chaos. I like watching chaos. I don't want to be involved in it, but I like watching.
I'll see it. Right.
Yeah, I'll
totally agree with that.
But I don't want to be in the car. So,
but
go on.
I think Drew Lock is going to probably start. I know Vic Fangio has been saying, like, it's a 50-50 competition, but I don't believe for a second you traded a 6th-round pick to bring in a average quarterback who I think floor and ceiling are pretty parallel. Like it's just kind of one line. It's just the floor is the ceiling.
It's still the same.
Yeah. And I think Drew Lock has the same floor, but has a much higher ceiling. And 18 games, most of which without his wide receiver one. He's finally going to have a second year with the same offensive coordinator. Last time that happened was 2017, and he took a huge jump in college. So I think an extra year with the playbook and a healthy receiving core and everything could really play in his favor. I'd love to have double-digit wins. That would do good for me.
Oh, I like that. I feel that. I feel that. Drew Lock's season is what's being said below, but I don't know. I don't know if it's Drew Lock's season 100%. Because I tweeted out before, I think it was a couple days ago. I don't know if you saw it, but I think Teddy will start and kind of run away with it, or Drew Lock will start and eventually like week 6 we'll see Teddy for the rest of the season.
I think it's more likely that Drew Lock starts and fizzles out, but I think they have to see what they have with him and that roster. And not like I saw a 1-win season for the Broncos. There's no way. That defense is so stacked, and it is from the secondary to the defensive line, it is gorgeous. There's depth. I don't see a scenario where we get one win, but I wasn't ready to fight that day, so I ignored it.
Absolutely not. I definitely think that's trolling at that point. That's like straight hating at that point. I think the only team that will probably win one game is probably the Dolphins. I hope Troy's watching. But to be realistic, I don't know if any team will, be that bad this season. Overall, after the draft, most teams are supposed to get better, right? I don't know, but we shall see. But but my next question was going to ask you Teddy or Drew Lock, but I think you kind of answered that somewhat. How you feeling for overall season, Teddy?
Yeah, no, I think Drew Lock's gonna get the start, but if it goes really poorly, I could see Teddy coming in by week 6, week 7.
Okay,
but he was so cheap. I just can't imagine that's what they were like. It feels like he was brought in as kind of like a spark than an actual competition.
Yeah, put the fire under Drew Lock's ass. That's what most signings are. That's basically what I thought was going to happen to Jared Goff last year, but we brought in Blake Bortles, and I don't think it's lighting any fires any nowadays. I don't even know if you can like that, giving him a lighter, but yeah, there's that. But moving on. When did you start creating fantasy content? Like, when did you decide to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
Oh man, I'm like super hesitant. You talk about like talking about achievements and shit and taking compliments, and I'm like not good at that at all. I love to give compliments, but like to receive them is something I have to work on. And when I first started like getting into fantasy Twitter and getting asked to do dynasty startups and tweeting like randomly, I would send tweets that were about a player that I thought should be higher in ADP or whatever it was. And so finally one weekend I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy a laptop and I'm going to make rankings. So I like go out and buy a laptop. It gets in. I try to make rankings. I go, no, I don't want to do this at all. But I found other things that I really enjoyed to make content on and talk about and do. So it ended up okay. And I think I'm about a year into making content. So I think I might be ready to try attack rankings again.
Do rankings. Listen, people rankings have been coming out lately, and I'm all for people doing the rankings. If I see something crazy to where like you have like a guy make 32 spot jump, then okay, I'm like, all right, why did you do that? Why is Miles Sanders RB3? Like something like that. You know what I mean? So that's the only time you question things. But people are like going at people rankings where it's literally like 1 or 2 spots. Like, relax. Like, what do you like? We're talking about the first 4 picks. Like, I think Dave tweeted today. He was like, all right, I'm gonna play it safe. CMC 101. Like, like, come on now. Like, you can't be doing that. But listen, Linda, you said you had to work on your compliments, right? Like, you honestly been killing it. It's been a year. You've been going in. You've been grinding. So I need you to watch something real quick.
What's up, Linda? I just want to give you a special shout out. I am so proud of you and all that you've accomplished, the transformation you've gone through since day one till now. It's been incredible. I'm just proud that you are so strong and you're not afraid to be yourself, and you're such an advocate for women, kickers, and just your football knowledge. I feel it just gets better by the day. I'm proud to call you one of my best friends, and I hope you have yourself a good one. Enjoy the show. Yeah, you my homie. I appreciate you.
Aww.
He's a real asshole. I'm a mom. I cry. Like, what the fuck? I can't cry on air.
Yes, you can. Fire content only.
You had this girl on. She just cried for a while.
Troy.
So nice.
So yeah. we had to go into that origin story, how you guys met, because your relationship with him is such a beautiful relationship. It's really like brother, sister. It's so friendly. He's very protective over you. So that is good to have in your corner.
Yeah, he's great. I remember when Troy hit like 1,000 followers, and I'm not even like, we were following each other, and we'd interacted some, but like he hit 1,000 and I was like, hell yeah, man, like only up from here. And that was maybe one of our first like real interactions that were about something other than football. And then he got put in a group chat that I was in, and we really just became friends. And so he got approached by John and Mitch about doing Fantasy Football Confidential. And they said they wanted one more person. And Troy reached out to me about it. And like, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can podcast and talk in a mic and shit. Like I go, you know, through Wendy's at the burger joint and they're like, yeah, thanks, sir. And I'm like, okay. And I'm supposed to get on a mic and talk to people. I don't know about all that. But he does. He instills a lot of confidence in me and cheers me on a lot. So he's fantastic to have in my corner.
Yeah, Troy's a good guy, man. I mean, we have this love-hate relationship between me and him. But
I can identify with that.
Yeah, we're really brothers. It's all right. We just won't publicly put that out there until now, obviously. But yeah.
You can cut that part out at the end.
Yeah, I'll edit that out. So I want to get into some questions about fantasy. So how many leagues are too many leagues? Like how many leagues are you on going into this season?
I think that depends because like for Dynasty, I think I have like a certain number of too many leagues. And last year I experienced that. So this offseason, I got out of some that I wasn't active in, and frankly, I wasn't being a very good manager and not somebody you want in a league. So I left some of those leagues. I committed a lot of my time to my other leagues. And then there were a couple that I knew we were going to start up from people that, I became friends with once I got into the content part of it. So I think after the end of off season, I'll be in 15 Dynasty leagues, which is a lot.
God,
which is a lot.
God, and I thought it was bad for me. Oh my God, you have a problem.
I know. And then redraft, I just say yes to like every charity league and anything, you know. And now, like, I wake up on Sunday mornings, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta set 48 lineups right quick.
Yeah, I mean, redraft, you could do as many as you want, really. I mean, I love it. Honestly, I'm only in 7 Dynasty. Redraft, I kind of play it safe to where like it doesn't get too crazy, bro. I'll probably do like 5 or 6. I'll be ballparking there. So like overall, like 13, 14 leagues. I think that's fair to go into the season, but Jesus.
Yeah. Last year I had 33.
Oh my God.
Leagues total with redraft and everything.
I will break my phone. I would literally just break my phone. I'll toss it. Notifications.
I mute everything. So like I won't check scores during like on Sunday. I want to watch Red Zone. I want to sit on my couch. I want to get day drunk. And I don't want to look at my fantasy football scores. Like I'll pick one player where I know like last season I knew I had a ton of Aaron Jones. So if he had a good day, I'm like, hell yeah. I know at least several of my teams did really well today.
Yeah, really
without stalking my teams and letting it affect my mood. I just want to watch football.
You want to enjoy the game. That's exactly what's the most important thing about all this, because I asked, I asked how many leagues are too many leagues, because you'll see people jump in like 20 leagues, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how are you going to be able to enjoy the game? You're going to be having so many conflicts, so many, players that are probably on your bench and et cetera. I just get a headache thinking about it. And like, wow, like 15, Linda, 15. You have a problem. You have a problem.
I have a lot of problems. That's a part of the issue.
I think that is your main
more than
problem.
One.
That is your main problem. But listen, I mean, when it comes to kickers, we know you love kickers. Where did this love come from? Like, you're really passionate about it. Like, you got stats, you got the swag about it, you got your rankings. Like, people, like, never in my life have I seen somebody so passionate about kickers.
Oh, this is like my favorite story to tell. So my dad kicked at Oklahoma State. So that's
really?
part of the Oklahoma State thing and part of the kicker thing. He's right-handed as fuck, but he kicked left-footed barefoot. And
legend.
He played, played for Jimmy Johnson. So like he's played for a Hall of Fame coach. He coached at Oklahoma State for a while. So there's like articles out where Jimmy Johnson is talking about my dad, where he's like, I had this guy walk out talking about I'm going to kick the ball barefoot. And like, I just think it's really cool. So it's always been something that's like close to my heart. Yeah. And then on top of that, I have like boy cousins, a brother, all the things. So on Thanksgiving, we go out and like throw the football. Well, I have noodle arms and I can't throw a football, so I would just punt it or
Yeah.
place kick it, because that's like I'm not going to not play. Damn it, I want to play. So I just adapted, and ever since then, it's just once I got into fantasy community and I saw all the hate, it just turned into like it just fueled my fire. So
yeah, you had to jump in and protect the kickers, because kickers are people too.
hey, man, by some standards, I still get people. I don't like when people are like, "Do you play in leagues without kickers?" Of course I do. I play in leagues with IDP. I play in leagues without IDP. I'm not.
I remember that.
I'm not so adverse that I like wouldn't play in leagues with kickers. I've also had people make leagues with kickers, I think, with the intention that I will join because there's a kicker in the league. So like, it's kind of working.
That's their selling point. Like,
there's kicker flex option in Scott Fish. Bringing some attention to it has. I'm just saying, I'm working my way up.
You're working your way up, man. You're putting the kickers on mainstream, putting them back on Fun Street. Because I'm still in my home league. These guys I've been playing with, for forever. They will not vote kickers out. They won't. They just want kickers in the league. We did IDP. We did Superflex. We're doing tight end premium this year. We did everything under the sun. But they're like, do not touch the kickers. Don't touch the kickers. I'm like,
my kind of guys.
Yeah, they're nuts. These guys are crazy. Like the people in my league, like I know some of them are watching right now. I'm like, they're crazy. Like I love these guys. These are like my real life friends, and like we do the utmost craziest things. Like last year, we had one of my league mates record another league mate with their behind the scenes trade talk, and it was completely like
I remember that.
Oh my god, I was dying. I was in real tears, and I'm like, he just scammed him, and he recorded it. I love it. That's the type of time.
I remember that video. That might have been the first video I saw that was like, yep, these are like, I got to be paying attention to what's on this timeline, because that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. I love those guys. But Linda, let's get into your top 5 kickers. How about that?
Okay, so you gave me a warning that this would come up, but I am going to give a little, because I know Troy's watching and I don't want him to like come at me about any Jason Sanders hate. So we're going to go top 5. Koo, Bass, Blankenship, Carlson, Sanders.
Wow.
So
the list.
I think Jason Sanders is going to do just fine. I just don't think he's going to have the chance to kick a whole bunch more 50-plus yard field goals this year. And I go off field goal attempts, like extra points. I don't care. Like dudes that hit that's why people are always like Justin Tucker or Harrison Butker, kicker one. They're not kicking a bunch of field goals. The Bills were a great offense last year, but Tyler Bass still had like the 3rd most amount of field goals attempted. And I don't see that changing a lot. Whereas I see Jason Sanders maybe not getting the opportunity to kick all those field goals. And this should make Troy happy, because Tua's going to play better, because he's going to have a full year.
Sanders at 5 it's okay. You're lucky he even mentioned. You're lucky you mentioned Troy. Oh my God. I'm grateful. What a bastard. Troy's probably just blowing up the group chat right now, talking shit. So to dip a little bit into your kickers, because you being an advocate for women in sports, since I had seen you come into my timeline, in the inner circle with people that I'm friends with, etc., I've seen you go head on, like you spearhead it. You go right at the person that's wrong about what they're saying, what they're doing, etc., etc. You are like a true advocate for the women out there. Like you're protecting all, and you're also protecting yourself in the midst of it. So I don't want to go into too much detail about name dropping, etc., etc., but you had a issue this week about, somebody attacking the kickers and all that other stuff. But I love the way you handled it. You literally did a mic drop on them. Like, hey, such and such had, every extra point scored. And without you Googling, can you tell me who it is? Boom, mic drop. That is an example of how you should handle things like that. So I'm just truly just amazed at how you handled that. So how do you honestly deal with this outside of Twitter, like dealing with the trolls, the beta mills, etc.? Like, how do you process all this? What is your passion of wanting to spearhead, be the advocate for women?
I think it has a lot to do with having a daughter. She, just turned 7 yesterday. She's We've done soccer. She's come home and told me things that boys have said to her on the playground about not playing sports and shit. And like, I know it's not ever going to change. I think a lot of steps have been made in the right direction, but there's still a lot more steps to go. So even though the needle is moved, it's not as far as I think people assume it is, because she's still dealing with it, and she's 7 years old. Like, that shouldn't be an issue. Just we've talked about everything from like body image issues to women being able to do whatever the hell they want. So like I read bedtime stories of rebel girls, and like we have like a whole feminist library. I give them to all my friends that have little boys. I'm obnoxious about it, but I have a daughter. I was also raised by a single mom, and so every time she's like, I don't understand where this like fire for feminism came from. I'm like, are you kidding me? You did everything. You worked multiple jobs. I never once like thought we don't have any money, and there were times where we didn't, and she never let that part. Yeah, dude. So I just want everybody. There are women that like experience things, and I always tell them, like, if you don't want to call somebody out, I'll do it. I don't mind being that person. Yeah. And there are certainly days where I'm like, I can't do this today. And I'll just check out, read a book, watch my favorite show for 12 hours, whatever it is, to recharge. I think that's most crucial. Yeah.
I think that's the most crucial and most important thing to do, definitely, especially what it's been like lately. You know, from a year ago, from today is way different, you know, what it was. And it's definitely getting more toxic, but I believe, you know, more people are showing the true colors. And that it's our job as a community to get them out and keep them out. You know what I mean? So let them keep doing what they're doing. And then everybody's going to see open eyes like, oh, hey, why is he talking like that? Or why is she talking like that? Or why? And just like, you know what? We're just going to take you and remove you. Just go away. Mute, block, repeat.
Ooh, I love that mute, because you know they're just yelling into the abyss at you. You're like, I can't hear you.
They're screaming at a brick wall right now.
Oh, it's my shit. Except for then I'll go like, it'll be like, this is a tweet from an account you muted. I'm like, show it to me.
Show me.
Like, why did I even put the mute there?
That's the toxic because I do the same thing. Like, you know what? I'm curious today. What did they say? You know what? I'm starting it back.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I shouldn't have looked at that. I knew better.
Like, no, you ain't getting off easy like that. So let's get into your top 5 truly flavors. I know lemonade has to be one, right?
Yeah, but the lemonade pack comes in, it's 4 different flavors. So there's mango lemonade, regular lemonade, raspberry lemonade, and let's see if I have strawberry. I have like I haven't cleaned up, so I just needed to look for it. The original lemonade is for sure the least of my favorite of that pack. For the record, I tried the Truly punch things. I was all excited. I was like, oh, I like punch. Tastes like cough syrup.
Wow.
Do not recommend. Yeah, it was awful. But I bought 12 packs. So I was like, well, I got to drink it.
Yeah. I'm going to drink it. Duh.
Yeah. But the 4-pack of the lemonades are all good. The iced tea is good, but it gives me heartburn worse than the lemonade does. I don't know what that's about, but there's like maybe a little bit more sugar in it, and it's just like too aggressive.
Very aggressive.
And then beyond that, like in the seltzer world, I pretty much only drink the lemonade seltzers now. Like I'm a sucker for lemonade anyway. If I go somewhere and they have pink lemonade on the menu and I'm not getting a drink, I'll get a pink lemonade. Like if I'm not getting like an alcohol drink.
Yeah, right.
So any alcohol that tastes like lemonade. When they don't have Truly lemonade, I go to Bud Light lemonade. And then I drank my favorite gas station out of both options. I was like, I gotta go to the grocery store to get alcohol. Sucks.
Lucky you. But, your grocery store sells liquor. I'm still out here in Jersey where that's not a thing.
They sell beer and wine, but you can't go get like vodka or anything.
We don't even have that. Jersey sucks.
We just got it like 2 years ago, so maybe it's close for you.
And Jersey time, that's probably like 15 years from now.
Hey, I didn't think Oklahoma would ever legalize medical marijuana, and we're there. So
it's true. I think Jersey's recreational. I don't think it's like a full legal thing, but I'm not really into that stuff in politics because I don't smoke anyway. So what do I care?
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Whatever, everybody just do whatever they want to do. Smoke all you want to do. So Linda, what is next for you? What do you got coming up?
Oh man, we've got a couple more guest shows on Fantasy Football Confidential, and probably, if I had to guess, getting pretty close to being on every week again as we get closer to redraft season. I know I'm going to. I don't want to say too much, but there are a couple of women in sports that I'm working with to possibly do a show on Sundays in season. So, but we're kind of still finalizing some of the stuff there. So, but be on the lookout for something that might be coming out about that, which I'm super excited for.
Always on the lookout. I'm always proud on the feed to see what everybody's got going on, and that sounds interesting. I can't wait.
Oh man, it's gonna be really fun if it all comes together the way that we hope that it does. So,
can I ask how many people are involved?
4, myself included. Yeah,
sounds amazing. And you said Sunday mornings, so like
a start-sit show.
Okay. Yeah. See you over there cooking, booked and busy.
And then I think me and a couple other kicker truthers are going to be doing a show in June. I'm not sure of a date yet. We haven't landed on that, but a show in June on kickers in Scott Fishbowl and what strategies you should be using for that. Sick. So that'll be fun.
Kickers are people too.
They will be this year, damn it.
Yeah, for real. Kicker premium. Thank you, Linda, for coming through, man. This has been an amazing show. And again, I'm happy you gave me the opportunity to get you up here, celebrate you and your achievements, shed you a tear a little bit with the Troy.
I'm kicking his ass as soon as we get off.
Want me
here.
To play it again? I'll play it right
now. No, God, no. Nope.
Oh my God. Thank you again, Linda. I want
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Follow her. Follow now. She has some fire content coming up, and you guys know where to follow me. I'm everywhere. I'm on Napster. I'm on Tumblr, MySpace, Facebook, everywhere you can find me there. Real Deal Fantasy HQ. Thank you guys for coming through. Peace.